Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hope everyone is enjoying getting cooked out there on this warm Lloydminster evening. Josh Ryan, Abby St. John, bringing you the news, sports, weather, and more from the Primetime Local News studio. Eric Bay also out at the petting zoo, so we'll get to chat in with him for a little bit. Your question of the day, topical, because it is tropical here in the border city. So plus 29. What's again your favorite, your ideal temperature, Abby?
My ideal temperature would be around 25 if there's no wind, 28 if there's like, you know, a light breeze, because, you know, I'm pretty much anemic, so if it's not warm, I'm frozen. So I like it the higher temperatures. And
if we have 50-kilometer winds threatening to blow everything over, what's your favorite temperature?
I like the high temperatures, the hot. It needs to be hot. If there's going to be wind, give me 28 to 30.
Well, you're going to get your wish over the next couple of days, as it is a very warm week expected here for Lloydminster. Let's head out to Eric Bay. He's at the petting zoo.
Thanks, guys. Well, today we are out here at the Border City Petting Zoo, just a little bit east of Lloydminster. And if you're looking for something to do this summer, this place does have your typical petting zoo animals, such as some goats, sheep, and ducks, but they also have a few more exotic creatures. They do have some ostriches and also a camel. We're also going to be talking a little bit about what they do have coming here this summer. They have a few different animals this week that are a little bit rarer that'll be coming here in the next few days. So that's all for now. We're going to go back to the studio where Abby has a look at your local news.
Thanks, Eric. Well, the CF18 demo team is getting ready for their summer shows. Eric Bay went to Cold Lake to see how the team is preparing.
The roar of jet engines has filled the skies the last few days as the CF18 demo team is flying daily, with Captain Brian Kilroy ready to awe crowds across Canada.
It's a great opportunity to fly this jet this year. It's always exciting to be selected for something like the demo, and really excited to be able to show it off to all the people at the air shows this year, especially with the awesome theme we have.
This year's theme, To the Stars, comes from the Air Force's motto, which the demo team hopes will inspire others to dream big.
The motto this year, Pathway to the Stars, it's our CAF motto, Ixeter ad Astra, which is the pathway to the stars. So it's really bringing the whole following your dreams, achieving your goals, and really fighting through any sort of adversity to get where you want to go.
This year's theme will also celebrate the 70th anniversary of NATO, which has a special meaning for Captain Kilroy, who flew on a few NATO missions himself.
It's great. Opportunities for flying with NATO are always really exciting part of the career. I did 2 rotos over in Op Impact, did some missions over there, and that was a great experience, highlight of the career.
There are 2 air shows planned in Alberta at Edmonton and Springbank this summer. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
The city of Lloydminster is working on upgrading its sewer system. Construction crews are currently breaking up the pavement at 45th Avenue between 44th and 46th Street, getting access to the pipes to make sure that the system works.
It's just to ensure that the system is operating at peak capacity or peak performance, to ensure that the residents and business owners within the city of Lloydminster are getting the services that they require and they deserve, so that we are not impacting them negatively during storm events, just maintaining capacity in that system, maintaining the flow.
Since the construction zones are busy with lots going on, Rogers asked for cooperation in the endeavor.
We just ask motorists, pedestrians, and just the general public, obey the traffic signs, slow down. It takes time. Everything is weather depending, so we appreciate the patience and the cooperation.
Construction is going on until the 30th of June. If you want to know more about the city's construction plan, go to lloydminster.ca and look for the engineering tab. After 35 years of surveying the city, the Lloydminster Sexual Assault Center has a newly renovated downtown location to better serve the community. A celebration over a year in the making, as renovations of the Lloydminster Sexual Assault Center are officially complete. The revamp of the downtown location comes with a complete restructure of the building, and the open house on Wednesday served as a reflection for the progress made.
Today was a celebration for us and a big pause to appreciate moment for everything that has happened with our agency over the last year to 18 months. A lot of construction, a lot of renovation, a lot of relocation for our staff, and we're finally able to say, hey, come on in, take a look at what we offer our community.
With the services the center provides, it was important to Schneider and the group to create a comfortable space and peaceful space.
When we're dealing in a trauma situation, we want to be able to have that space of, hey, it's safe here, it's okay to talk to us here, and really just make it inviting for our clients.
One of the newly added features to the center is the Little Bear Child and Youth Advocacy Center, providing a safe sharing space for children that have experienced abuse. A local author gave a presentation at the Lloydminster Dreamforest today about her journey as an author and her tips for new writers. Billie J. Miller is a self-published author who wrote 2 books about farm wives from across the prairies, and she wanted to be able to help people that may be struggling to start their own books.
I'm here to kind of give some tips and tricks on other people there are a lot of people out there who want to write books. And so we thought we'd get together and do a lunch program for people who are interested in that and kind of are overwhelmed, don't know where to start, and have a great idea that they'd like to get off the ground.
When Miller was starting her first book, she looked for support from other writers and authors, and having groups available like the Lunch and Learn group was vital for her.
I took part in a couple of writing workshops in the very, very beginning of my book project, and it was absolutely pivotal in keeping me going, letting me know where to start, getting that kind of encouragement that I could actually do this. So I do think it's really important.
The next Lunch and Learn is on June 12th and will feature special guest Mayor Gerald Albers. Kids from the LCSD are getting a hands-on learning experience in a fun way. In this week's Beyond the Classroom, I take a look at the unique program that also helps kids get over their fears. Kindergarten students from St. Mary's School spent the day learning about bees while getting up close and personal with a beehive.
This is the type of learning that they're going to remember, and it's interesting. It's better than doing paper and pencil work, and we do that a little bit too, but this way it's more engaging for them, and it's important for them to learn at a young age because they're curious and they want to know. And
the students are given the opportunity to suit up and learn about bees close up.
Because they make pollen and nectar, because they make some honey with that. Queen bee has smaller eyes and the drones has bigger eyes.
While waiting to get into the hives, the kids have different activities to work on.
We have centers broken down for them to do some investigation of the bees. We have body parts and microscopes and magnifying glasses and that sort of thing. We have some full-sized pictures that they can look at. And then they plant seeds because they need to give back to the community and they need to give back to the bees.
This program just gives an amazing experience to little kids learning about bees and getting over their fear of being near bees. And the program hopefully will continue on for another several years, so more kids coming up will learn a thing or two as well with bees. But that's all for this week's Beyond the Classroom. I'm Abby St. John.
Beyond the Classroom is brought to you by Lakeland College. Apply today to heavy oil power engineering or second-class power engineering programs at the Lloydminster campus. Lakeland College, leading learning since 1913.
And now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Well, today we are out here at the Border City Petting Zoo. It is a beautiful day. The sun is shining, weather is warming up, and I'm joined now by Wallace Sauve, and you guys have recently opened up. So can you maybe just talk a little bit about what you guys do offer down here at the petting zoo?
We offer the children an opportunity to play and pet animals. That's the whole idea. The kids get the hands-on with in the petting area with the animals. We do bring in other things for kids to play with, like baby timber wolves and stuff like that. And yeah, there's a few things here. We got some baby monkeys here, some young monkeys I see. And we also got a camel coming, a riding camel, so we'll be offering camel rides as well this summer, so that's a new thing as well. And yeah, it's we just keep keep going.
And mentioning a little bit more about that camel, you say it is coming soon. So when can people expect that if they do want to check it out and ride a camel for themselves?
Well, we're hoping he's coming within the next week anyway. He's coming out of Vancouver. Originally, he comes from the Bowmanville Zoo in Ontario. He's not old, but he's a mature camel. He's a Bactrian, and he's well broke in to give rides to any age. Yeah, he's going to be a real asset to the zoo, I think.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. We're going to have a little bit more back from here, but first we are going to go back into the studio.
After having recently watched The Emperor's New Groove, I know that's dealing with llamas, but I'd love to hop onto one of those four-legged animals. They're pretty fun. 28 degrees currently in the border city. Is a little bit of wind speed coming out of the west-southwest, a little bit more extreme than we had over the past hour or so. Our records, as you can see here, are 32, plus 32 in 1986, 0 degrees in 1989. That was a little bit on the cool side. One of the few bad things that happened that particular year. Again, fair amount of cloud cover at times during the day, but largely sunny, and that's going to be the rest of the week. A mix of sun, a mix of cloud, some wind, nothing too strong, and a steady temperature in the high 20s, which bodes well for those of you wanting to hit the beach or maybe go to Bud Miller Park if you're here in Lloydminster. Now, currently, watches and warnings stayed the same over the past couple of hours. If you're up in the northwest, there is a special air quality statement as well as a heat warning for the northern part of northeast, the most north part rather, of the northeast section of Alberta, and just creeping into Saskatchewan as well. The rest of the map there, as you can see, relatively clear and should stay that way. So not a lot of concern, similar to what people are freaking out over with Drake and the Toronto Raptors. It's not that big a deal as long as you stay out of more dangerous areas there. So current temperatures 30 in Edmonton, 28 in Edson, 27 in Red Deer. We go out into Saskatchewan, plus 30 in Prince Albert, Melfort, and Saskatoon. North Battleford just a hint cooler at plus 29, and 31 in Meadow Lake. And now 3 days, the next couple days here in Lloydminster. 27 the temperature tomorrow and a low of 13. 23 on Friday as the wind starts to calm down and shifts to more out of the south. 28 on Saturday with a low of 11, and we'll have more after the break.
The District Track and Field Championships took place at Lloydminster Comprehensive High School today. Hundreds of athletes from across the region in Saskatchewan took part in long jump, javelin, distance events, and more for a shot at qualifying for the Provincial Championships next weekend. Lloydcom's first foray into SAS competition since the move from Alberta has more or less met expectations.
Competition is still very good on both sides of the aisle. We just have to get used to competing against new faces and new schools because we haven't competed against obviously the schools we're competing against today. But competition-wise, it's very similar. There's not that much of a difference.
The final results were not available at this time, but more than 8 athletes have qualified for provincials and more are likely on their way.
If all goes well, we should be able to win, I'd say, anywhere between 5 to 8 medals at provincials. And that number could go up or could go down. It all depends.
We will have more on the meet tomorrow on Primetime Local News. And now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Border City Petting Zoo just outside of Lloydminster, and I'm joined again by Wallace Sauvé. And as you can see, we got some nice cages behind us. You mentioned they are fairly new. Yep. So can you talk a little bit about just what went into them? I mean, they are looking very nice.
Yeah, we got some new cages built up here. We still got some more cages, more work to do and stuff like that. They're extremely expensive to build, but I think the public's worth it. And yeah, things are going quite well. Quite well at the zoo. We had lots of customers already here for lots of tire traffic, and May and June lots of school groups, lots and lots of school groups, and it's been really quite good.
And I'm sure the weather has helped with that. It is fairly nice, a little windy, but I mean it's keeping down the heat because it is pretty warm out. So if people are wanting to come out here, how can they do so?
Oh, we're located straight east, 8 kilometers east of Lloydminster on Highway 16. Easy, you bet.
Perfect, easy directions, perfect for a guy like me who's a little directionally impaired. And now we did talk a little bit about the cages. You can see the sign behind says ducks. What are some of the different attractions you guys do have here at the zoo?
Oh, we got everything from alligators to potbelly pigs to lions, wolves. We got a little bit of everything, a little bit of interest from for everything. Everybody who's likes certain animals, I'm sure we got them.
And you mentioned a little bit too in the last segment there about the timber wolves. So are those actually available? The pups, are they available to actually pet for kids?
You bet. Yeah, you bet. We got some timber wolves coming in for the public to pet and that kind of stuff. So it should be good.
All right, perfect. Thank you once again for joining us. We're going to have a little bit more from back here at the Border City Petting Zoo just east of Lloydminster. But first we're going to go back into the studio.
Looks like everyone's enjoying the heat out at the petting zoo as well. Satellite and radar, as you can see, little to no cloud cover through most of the region, though some of it is coming in on the east side over the next day or two. Again, it'll be fairly limited cloud cover, just a mix of sun and cloud throughout the next couple of days. Lots of sun, lots of heat, which I'm sure most people want to hear, except for the one gentleman who chimed in and said he wanted -5 temperatures around this time of year. Current temperatures 30 degrees in Vegreville, Edmonton, as well as in a few regions on the Saskatchewan side as well, +31, for example, in Meadow Lake, 28 in St. Walburg, and 27 in Maidstone, 29 in North Battleford, a little cooler again in Provost and in Macklin. You can see 29 for Wainwright and Vermilion, and 28 for St. Paul and Bonnyville. So relatively steady temperatures throughout the region. Hasn't cooled down that much this evening either. When we get to about 8 o'clock, 8:30, things may start to finally drop to the mid to low 20s and beyond. 3-day, you can see there, 27 degrees is the high for tomorrow on Thursday. 13 degrees should be the low. You can see North Battleford right now at 29 degrees with a low of 12, 28 tomorrow with the wind, when the wind rather will shift from the southwest to the northwest. But again, not going to be extreme gusts with an average speed of around 19 kilometers. Cold Lake sitting at 31 degrees with a low of 14, and then a high tomorrow of +25, so a slight cool down, but plenty of sun still in that region, and the wind will die down as well to about 17 kilometers, hitting around 24, 25 at the moment. 28 in Lloydminster, 13 degrees overnight, and then, as I said before, 27 degrees tomorrow with wind coming out of the northwest. We'll pick up again to about 20 kilometers, but that's just enough to take the edge off, so something that many people will be looking forward to assuredly. Now, our 7-day forecast, 23 degrees on Friday, 28 on Saturday, 27 Sunday, 24 Monday, 19 Tuesday, where there should be plenty of sun as well, and then 23 to finish the week off. And again, as you can see here, fairly steady wind speeds, nothing jumping over 20 kilometers. By the end of the week, in fact, only 9-kilometer winds out of the west. You need, I guess at this point, when it's that sunny, we do need at least those 9 kilometers. Low percentage chance of any precipitation coming in, as you can see there, 40% chance on Monday, but expecting clear skies and just a scattering of cloud through most of that. And the lows, a little bit warmer in the middle of the 7 days here, but cooling down again Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll have more after the break, including question of the day.
Now we're going to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Once again, we are back here at the Border City Petting Zoo just outside of Lloydminster, and Wallace Sauve joins me here once again, and we talked a little bit about the new cages that you guys have already put in, but as we can see, there's some lumber around here. So what are you guys actually planning here for some upgrades over the summer?
Well, they're always trying to upgrade cages. We've got new tortoise pens being built, new parrot pens being built. There's always a lot of building going on, yeah. So we got to work our ways around the public, and it's all part of it.
Yeah, no, for sure, especially when your job season kind of coincides with construction season here in the summer. And now also mentioning here, we do have some poultry here behind us, but you guys do also have some bigger bird varieties too. So can you maybe talk a little bit about what you guys do have for birds here?
Yeah, oh, birds go all sizes. We got all the way from ostrich to emus to all kinds of different types of pheasants and a little bit about everything. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah.
And now you also mentioned earlier, we talked a little bit again about the Timberwolf pups that are coming in. I'm sure those will be fairly popular with everyone from children to adults once they do come. So when can people kind of expect those so they can plan a trip to see them?
Actually, I just talked to the breeder this morning, and it could be within the next few days. Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a big attraction. Now also you did mention the tortoises. You guys do also have a snake here as well. What do you guys have, I guess, for people who are into more, I guess, scaly creatures?
We got everything. We got an alligator in there. We've got all kinds of snakes and some tortoises, box tortoises, lizards. We got all kinds of different things for the people that are interested in that type of thing. Yeah. And most of all, the petting area here, the kids get to walk, in and out of the pens and get to pet the animals and stuff like that. That's what kind of sticks in the children's minds as they grow up, is touching things.
Yeah, no, exactly. Just getting to experience that. Well, thank you once again for joining us here today. We are going to have a little bit more coming back from here at the Border City Petting Zoo, but first we are going to go back into the studio.
Welcome back for question of the day. We're going to bring out the phone just to look for a second, if you permit me. We had plenty of comments in this topic. Everyone's obviously loving that summer weather. So what is your ideal temperature, your ideal summertime temperature? And Jen Rosen is the comment we're going to go to today. If I'm working no more than 20, if I'm at the beach or just hanging out, 25 to 28 is great. So that seems to be a pretty common theme throughout the rest of the thread there. And can't say I disagree.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know, as I said before, I get cold very easily and I'm always quite cold. So if it's 25 with no wind, that's my perfect temperature. If there's wind, I like it around like 27, 28, just so that it's still warm, but not with the wind, it's not as sweaty.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably a common theme. Her point as well, Jen's point about when I'm at work is a good point, especially people who work in construction or work in any kind of job where involves wearing several layers of clothing. Yeah. When it gets to plus 25, plus 30, that's a little bit tougher to be outside when it's that hot. So you do kind of want it scaled back to, let's say, high teens, low 20s. Yeah,
and like if you're relaxing, then it's acceptable to have the higher temperatures. But yeah, exactly. If you're working outside, you have to be geared up, and it's just not, I feel bad.
Yeah, and I can say from experience, I did the muck run this year, torched my knees, and if I had done that in plus 30 weather, I probably would have died in the running of the muck run. Now, we are going to head out to our favorite segment, and that is Pet Pad and the pet of the day. So we'll start with Banjo. Thank you, Alicia Moon, for the submission. Banjo seems to be a good boy.
Yes.
Or girl. I guess Banjo could be a girl's name. Yeah. Leslie Ludvigsen gave us Miss Kitty.
I love
Miss Kitty. Very provocative post from Miss Kitty. John Watson, and his proper English dog,
I
Bentley.
think this one's my favorite so far.
Now, is that a proper English dog or more of a diabetes, like Wilford Brimley old man?
Honestly, I think the second of the two, but still very cute.
And thank you, Emma Fitzpatrick, for Leo.
Adorable.
And finally, let's head to Gizmo, Sarah Kempton Daphne. I hope I pronounced that correctly again. Gizmo, as everyone enjoying the sun. And we always enjoy doing Pet of the Day. Hope you do as well. Remember, if you submit your Pet of the Day with the name, then you might win a free gift card from Pet Pad.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
We are joined today by Linda Huang. And Linda, you have such an exciting event that you're doing in Edmonton. It's probably my favorite thing coming up for the whole summer. The Edmonton International Cat Festival is this weekend. Tell me how things are going.
Things are going well. It's crunch time now, so we're getting everything sorted. We're going to be setting up at the venue pretty soon, and we're doing a lot of these media interviews to get the word out that all cat lovers should be coming to this event, especially if you live in Alberta. You know, Edmonton's not that far a drive away, so you should be spending the weekend here for a perfect time.
You were saying, Linda, you've already had a lot of response actually from outside the Edmonton area into two provinces on either side.
Yeah, it's been great. We've gotten messages from attendees who will be driving in from both BC and Saskatoon. In past years, we've had people come from Ontario even, and I know just all across Alberta, we usually get people that come, and it's nice because what it tells me is that cat lovers are really waiting and ready for an event that's just for them. And that's what Cat Fest is.
So tell me about some of the things. I mean, there's so much going on, but kind of in a nutshell, Linda, can you tell me how the day is planned out?
Yes. So we're encouraging everyone to look at the schedule in advance so that they can really make the most of their day. So you could, if you wanted to, spend the entire day at the main stage because we have cat-themed presentations going and cat videos going all day. So some really interesting presentations. One is about how to make your cat famous on the internet with an Alberta adventure cat named Gary. We've, of course, got our celebrity guest, Suki, who is also an adventure cat. There's an adventure theme this year. So she'll be doing a Q&A about how she grew in popularity as well. There's a really good presentation. I think it'll be important for people about how to process loss and grieve and honor their pets who have passed. So that'll be really nice. So you could just literally spend all day just watching and taking in presentations. But there's also so many other things. There's all sorts of challenges you can participate in. We've got a cat festival scavenger hunt. We've got a giant cat puzzle. Who can finish it the quickest? The library is bringing robo-cats, robotic cats that you can try to weave their way through an obstacle course. And if you don't want robo-cats, there's also a kitty maze with real kittens.
Oh my goodness.
You can try to navigate the kittens through as well. Tons of adoptable cats. So the rescues that we are supporting are bringing basically all of their cats and adoptable kittens. And hopefully by the end of the day, they'll either be all signed up to go home to their forever homes, or in some cases, this does happen, you can walk out of the venue with a cat or a kitten that day as well.
And vendors, Linda, you have all kinds of cat merchandise that's going to be available as well.
Yeah, so it's really, we're calling it everything that you could possibly want for your cat or for you. So you can get cat dresses, cat jewelry, that's all for you, or cat, shirts and tees as well. But then there's also cat toys and cat pins and cat bags and just literally a one-stop shop, anything and everything that you could think of for your cat. So you're encouraged to come, prepared that you'll probably be going home with a lot of cat items.
Well, once again, Linda, just before we wrap here, where is the venue located? What are the hours? And should people buy tickets ahead of time?
Yeah, so we're encouraging everyone to pre-purchase their tickets. Actually, if they pre-purchase it by May 28th, end of day May 28th, then they'll also be entered to win a cat prize package as well. The event takes place at McEwen downtown in Edmonton, and you can find more information at edmontoncatfest.com. You can buy the tickets in person as well, and 100% of proceeds is going to 5 Edmonton area cat rescues so that they can keep doing really good work helping cats in need.
Well, Linda, thank you so much for this. It's going to be a very exciting event, and kudos to you for all the work you put into it. I'm sure it's going to be another success, and we will look forward to seeing everything that's there this weekend.
Yeah, excited to have you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Justin Marshall from Cool 101.3 in Bonnyville and Boom 95.3 in Cold Lake. And here's what's happening around the Lakeland. Well, coming up on Friday, this field is going to be buzzing with activity. It's Free Family Fun Day, brought to you by Bonnyville iMobile Repair, teaming up with the Bonnyville Community Church. Actually, Lee is the owner of iMobile Repair, organizing the event. Why'd you do this, man?
3 years back when there was some havoc going on in Fort McMurray, a lot of people in the town of Bonnyville especially sponsored a lot of stuff towards that big fire. At that point, there was a lot of people that were grieving in town here, and we wanted to release them and let them have a little bit of fun themselves here. So we started the free event about 3 years ago, and it was very successful.
Everything is free. Tell us some of the free things.
What we put together is a lot of businesses in town are sponsoring a lot of things from their businesses. We've got pop, we got chips, we got the free barbecue, the freezies, as well as we got a special girl named Andy. She's got a business called Andy's Candies. She'll be giving away cotton candy to the kids that day as well. And of course, we've got Loopy Ball, we got the bouncy house, we got pictures with the big old duck that everybody has seen, as well as a lot of free face painting and hair coloring as well. So.
And free loopy ball. That's really cool. I've seen your loopy balls on Canada Day, and you can literally just bash each other. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's a way for the kids to take out their anger on their parents, or their parents take it out on the kids. It becomes a really fun event just to watch itself. So,
well, don't miss it Friday. 4 to 7:30. Can't wait.
That's right, yeah. Everybody come, for sure.
And if you have an event you would like to feature on What's Happening, email me, jmarshall@stingray.com.
Furniture supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
I'm pleased to be joined today by Terry. Terry is with Emma and April. Welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about what you do. The creations that you make, first of all, you do yourself out of your home, and they're beautiful. We have some on the mannequin here, the little living doll almost beside you. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about how you got started and what it is that you make.
Sure. So I actually studied fashion design in Lethbridge many moons ago. And then when my daughter was born, it sort of re-sparked this love for creating. And so it was 2015 winter was when I first kind of started creating things for her. And then friends would ask me to make things for their babies, and just kind of spiraled from there. So yeah.
Well, tell me a little bit about what you have here on the mannequin that we have in the studio today.
Yeah, so the pom beanies are my best seller, I would say, and kind of my thing that I'm known for. They're made out of like a lightweight jersey fabric, so they're really good for year round, like even for camping in the summer, for around the campfire. They're just the perfect weight for that as well, but great in the winter too.
Yeah.
And then I also make kimonos. You can see I'm wearing a matching one here. Started out just making kids ones, and then I had a lot of moms asking for matching, so I started kind of making adult sizes as well. And that goes for the beanies too. I do adult beanies too. And then underneath, she's got on a suspender skirt, which I make as well. And those are adjustable through the back. So I like to make things that your kids can grow into. And the adjustability of the back of the skirt really allows for the kids to grow in height and in width as well. If you go a little bit big to start with, you can adjust the ties at the back and give them some room. So.
And you have a couple of other beanies. Let's just take a look, because it's really cute for girls or boys. You have, I see, you can have whatever. Where do you source the fabric from? Is it just whatever catches your eye?
Pretty much, yeah. I kind of try to cater to my audience a little bit. I look for feedback often on my Instagram stories and things like that for what people are looking for.
So this is the hockey stick.
Hockey is obviously very popular. So I've got a couple different hockey prints. There's this one, and then I've also got a blush one, because people were asking for a more girly option. So I've got that, and there are a couple more on my website as well that are currently available.
And
then I do have the Saskatchewan one here as well, and that comes in a couple different colors. It comes in a green and a gray. And I do have an Alberta one as well, if you're on Team Alberta.
Both sides.
So we can cater to both sides of Lloydminster here. So
now, you said that you are making clothes for adults as well. You should have the matching kimono today. So what's the balance of it? Is it more clothing and less of the adult, or is it a half and half? Or
you know, the kimonos in the adult sizes have actually been one of my most popular sellers in the spring. So I'm actually probably doing more adult kimonos than I am doing kids. I always make both. But I do tend to sell a lot more of the adult ones, so I'm trying to pump out as many of those as I can on my own. So, yeah, it's a good mix. But the kimonos definitely, I'd say, adult are the popular sellers.
So where can in Lloydminster, if people want to order from you, what's the best way for them to do that?
So I'm not actually in any stores locally here. We just moved to Lloydminster last year around this time, so I'm still kind of getting the word out about my business. But you can go on my website. It's www.emmaandapril.com.
Okay.
And I do offer local pickup when you're checking out. That is one of the shipping options, so people can pick up and not have to worry about shipping fees. So yeah, it's pretty easy. So.
And you said you have a deal on right now too.
Yes, so my beanies from last season that are being discontinued, I've got a section on my website, buy one, get one 50% off. So it's a good time to stock up for next year. If you know friends who are having babies or anything, showers coming up, it's a good time to stock up and buy some things. So.
And you said you're coming up in a number of markets too. If people want to keep up with where you are, what you're doing, where you're selling, is it your Facebook page? Is that the best way to go to, or is there an email list they can sign up, or both? Or
Facebook and Instagram are the primary thing. I do have an email list, but with having 2 kids at home and balancing the business, I don't keep up with the email as much as I would like to.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely my Instagram. I'm on there most of the time, and then everything from Instagram gets shared to the Facebook page as well.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. The designs are absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
And we're hoping to see you at a pop-up shop. You've done one here. You're talking about another one for the fall.
Yes.
So we'll make sure to let everybody know when that comes around as well.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Well, today we have been here at the Border City Petting Zoo just outside of Lloydminster, and when you think petting zoo, you may think more so typical farm animals, but out here they have a wide variety of some more maybe exotic creatures. As you can see behind me, they do have a camel here at the zoo, and that is not the only camel that they will be getting. They will be bringing in a riding camel that will hopefully be here very soon that you can come and check out. If horses maybe aren't good enough for you in the riding category, if you do want to come out, try your hand at that. They will also be having here in the next couple days some Timberwolf pups coming here that you can actually pet and hold yourself, and I'm sure those will be just as cute, if not cuter, than regular puppies, which are always a big hit. So that is all from here for now at the Border City Petting Zoo. We're going to go back into the studio where Josh and Abby will wrap up the first hour of tonight's news.
Thank you very much. 27 degrees tomorrow, then 23 Friday, 28 Saturday, 27 Sunday with a low of 13 degrees, so some nice warm evenings. Then 24 Monday, 19 Tuesday as the evenings start to cool down as well to +7 for the low, and then 23 and a low of 6 to finish off that 7-day forecast with largely sunny skies as well. I'm excited for this week. I'm excited to leave the studio now that things are starting to get a little hot.
Yes, it is extremely hot in here.
Only because of the lights, but as things start to cool down outside, what do you think most people are going to get up to this weekend? Is it going to be the beach, or is it going to be just have a barbecue outside?
I think it's going to be a little bit mix of both. You know, people, you know, if it's very nice and warm, maybe, you know, take a day trip to the beach or all that. But I think, you know, barbecuing is just such a huge stamp on summer. I think no matter what weekend it is, you're going to find at least one person barbecuing.
I know one of those people will be me at least once or twice this year. Thank you for joining in and participating in the news tonight. Have a great rest of your week.